Hey, my friends, gather round, yeah. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. The live stream is brought to you this time around by Tag Accounting. Tag, you're it. It's actually Troy's initials. I think he's an Andrew or an Alan. Maybe an Albert. Aaron. Tag Accounting, online at tagcpa.net. All right. Now, think about Tag Accounting. You're hiring someone to do your taxes for you. And if you're the type that's done it before, which just this one time, trust me, okay? This is something you should do regardless because, this is a professional and it's so serious. The last thing you want to do is screw this all up. And then, oh, no, you did it wrong. And then all of a sudden the IRS comes a calling and who's in your corner? You with your stupid fucking TurboTax software. Don't be a dumbass. Have Tag Accounting do your taxes, 616-301-9516 or online at tagcpa.net. In the long run, you'll get more money in your bank. And it's just so easy. The fact that you just, all right, here's my stuff. And then he says, okay, I'm doing your taxes on, March 8th. You might get a phone call while he's doing your return for some clarification. You don't have to be there. All right, I'm done. 2 days later, your money is in your bank account. That's it. This is for listeners anywhere in the United States. So the first step is calling 616-301-9516, 616-301-9516. Call. I guess you could reach out via online, tagcpa.net. Hey, Zane told me to call you, wants you to do my taxes. You're in. You're hired. He'll handle the rest. 616-301-9516. I've got friends at the health department. The Kent County Health Department, online at accesskent.com/health. It's been tough. It's not much fun, but, this is still in the middle of this emergency. If you need any information about COVID, where to get tested, vaccines, call the Kent County Health Department or check them out online. Their number is 616-632-7100. Yes. There's always new or changing information about COVID. And this is what they're set up to deal with. It doesn't mean that they're not struggling. This is a tough thing to get through. There's no question about it. But for more information about anything going on COVID related, that's your first stop. If you are a listener in the Kent County area of West Michigan, the Kent County Health Department. Okay. This show comes to you from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. It is the 4th of January, 2021. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
Hey, Eric, it's Bruce and Crystal at the radio station, and we do need to talk to you today. I know you went home sick, not feeling well, but can you give us a call as soon as you can? All right, thanks.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Yes, hello. Sean Gotti with you once again from Raleigh, North Carolina. And you know what? There's a million other things I'd rather be doing right now. But here I am, listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast. So without further ado, here he is, the one, the only, thank God, Eric Zane.
Well, thank you, Sean. Oh, my gosh, I appreciate you, buddy. Welcome in to the Eric Zane Show podcast, where all you got here is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. You heard in the intro there, the immortal Bruce Law. That was the dude. in charge of the radio station at Cumulus back 2 years ago to the day when they said, all right, get the hell out of here. We're tired of you. You're fired. Get out. We're changing the format, man. Whatever. And I was here at the house throwing up because I had left early. In fact, at this exact minute in time, 8:16, 2 years ago, I was driving home. Oh, God, I feel like shit. I have no idea I'm about to get fired. It's just remarkable to look back on that. But all right, it all worked out thanks to you supporting the show. How to pay attention or how to get this show, I should say, is very, very simple. I have several opportunities for you to get it live. First of all, let's cover Facebook. You can get the show live, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. If you're on that right now, hit the share button. Right this second, hit the share button. We set a record. At last check, I had 11 people share the last show. I know that sounds embarrassingly pathetic, but I don't know. For some reason, it's just slow moving. Not everybody wants to share this show with their friends. I get it. You're embarrassed by me. You think I don't want people to see what the hell I pay attention to? I understand you think I'm a piece of shit. I get it. But you still enjoy it. Well, if you could, share it. Hit the share button on Facebook. Thank you very much. Also, a Twitter video, a Periscope video on Twitter at Eric Zane Show, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Thank you to them. Retweet the show, the video as it is right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then on the almighty YouTube, brought to you by F45 Training in Byron Center, Michigan. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification. And crush the thumbs up button. I got to look that up. What does it mean to, quote, get into the algorithm? That is a word that is used a lot, but I'm not even sure what the hell that is. But I'm doing my best to get into it. I don't know. I guess that helps you. Supposedly, I get internet points when I'm, quote, unquote, into the algorithm. So if you could help me by doing all of the things that I've just suggested to you, get into the algorithm, that would make me very, very happy, I guess. Or just support the sponsors that are part of this free podcast. You can email me anytime, anything at all, any correspondence you get one about the show. Hey, you suck. You're a terrible asshole. We hate you. Go to hell. On the Shoreliners Striping inbox, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Okay, we've navigated through the holidays. We are now starting, to get back at it in the Eric Zane Show podcast household. It's been weird because if you go back to, and if you're new to the show, you were like, wait, what is going on? Yeah, on December 2nd, I gave away a kidney. And the reason why I say if you're new to the show, because I was exposed to a lot of people this past weekend with the Mr. TKO thing. I'll get to that in a second. So, very, very cool. Thank you. If you're new, on December 2nd, gave away a kidney. So I had to travel all the way to Los Angeles to do that. I gave it away, stayed there for extended time recovering, was given a clean bill of health. You're okay to go, and headed back here. And then so there was, that was crazy. And I tell you, though, getting reacclimated to the sleep cycle with, time change, jet lag, all that stuff. Diana goes back to work for a few days, and then she's off for Christmas vacation. So, it's been a changing dynamic. And when you're old and feeble like me, these gigantic changes, well, they're not. But to an old idiot like me, they are. It's like, oh, God, everything's weird and topsy-turvy. Old bastards like me, we like routine, We like to get up, jump into our Skechers shape-ups and put our hoodie on, take the dogs for a walk, maybe take a nice morning constitutional, have our cup of coffee, do whatever it is. It's got to be a routine. So when it's all weird and shit's changing and the dynamics, it makes people like me who are really ridiculously ADHD and anxiety-ridden into just absolute disasters. So today is the first day of getting back back to the official routine. All right, where Diana goes to her job working in the schools as a parapro for, I guess you say special ed. Do you? Is that the term, or am I going to get canceled because I said that? Children with different needs than what everyone else has, or what? Am I making this worse? She's off. Madison back to the school. In fact, the school that my one child that I have still in school, she is a senior in high school, starts her last semester of high school today. The school here is like, no, we're going back, man. There's too many. From what I understand, it is an absolute catastrophe with the online learning, that they're seeing more and more problems with young people being educated with online learning. And then, so I have a conversation with my daughter, and she goes, yeah, I get like, and she doesn't sound like Jeffrey in California, but she's like, yeah, Dad, I mean, I literally am getting literally tired and literally exhausted, and I'm getting literally exhausted because I'm falling asleep while the teacher is literally giving the lesson, and literally I can't even concentrate. And I go, oh yeah, well, what do you? I mean, I think I know the problem though. Why? Well, the problem. I mean, the reason for the problem is you're laying in bed, propped up, completely relaxed, wearing your pajamas while you're learning this, trying to learn. That's a problem. You should be at a fucking desk with your feet on the floor, paying attention like a normal classroom. And she goes, well, yeah, but I don't want to go downstairs to the a million and one excuses, a myriad of excuses. In my opinion, the online thing could work if it was policed, which I didn't even know that it was that she was doing it that way, because half the time I'm in here doing the show while she's doing online learning. So I'm like, well, that's why it sucks shit. I mean, how different can it be? Yeah, we have to be in the classroom. No, you don't. You do not. He's right there, or she's right there. The teacher is right fucking there. How can this be a problem? The words are no different that you're hearing. Oh my God. So I don't buy it. Okay. To me, if any kid is failing because they actually can't be in the physical classroom, it's not because of the technology that's causing. I refuse to believe that. Okay. There's a million and one things you can do to make it just like a classroom. My God, get out of the bed. Problem number one. What do I know? I'm just an idiot doing a podcast. All right. Okay. So yeah, getting back into the routine is key. Shit, yes. The Armenian Hustle lands the Eric Zane Show podcast a big interview. I will look back on how the Mr. TKO interview happened. And Twisted Tea actually stays in the news with another weird publicity-generating incident. Very, very fun. My God. It's been crazy for this Twisted Tea thing. Makes me want to have it, and I can't. I'm an alcoholic. I can't go out and drink Twisted Tea. But I'll tell you right now, if I wasn't a drunk, and if I hadn't been on the wagon since 1996, June of 1996, I'd have drank so much Twisted Tea this past weekend. I'd have been like, give me some Twisted Tea, man. Come on, let's go kick somebody's ass. My New Year's resolution: to declutter and be more organized. Excuse me. Wow. Got a helping hand over the weekend. Yes. Cannot wait to tell you about this. Okay. We are getting the Eric Zane Show podcast, Bombas Sock Brigade. You're like, wait a minute. What is that word you said? Bombas? Bombas is a brand. They make actually really, really high quality socks. And if you don't own a really, really, really good pair of socks, you're missing out. If you go and buy the pack of fucking white ones that pull up halfway up your calf, you get like 12 pair for like $4. Those are shit socks, okay? The thread count is like 4 threads per inch. They're garbage. And those socks feel good for like one wearing. You take those things off, and they're already, by the time you wear them once and run them through the washer and get them back in your drawer, they look like a used condom just laying there all flopping. They don't retain any of the shape. You know, a good pair of socks has the threads maintaining the sock-like shape and integrity, okay? With like heel and toe and stitching in appropriate spots, hugs your foot, offers the compression. There's nothing better than a high-end pair of socks. You're like, wait, what are you talking about? That's because you don't own any. You got to get some. Now, this isn't a commercial for Bombas, but I'm just giving you the background here. What's up? So the Bombas Sock Brigade is getting back together. I'll tell you all about this. We're going to help the area homeless. The area homeless are going to have better socks than you, okay? Because you're too cheap to buy a good pair, and we're going to go help them. I'm going to talk about that and how you can help. It's just the latest. And now a long list of great blank giveaways. We had great kidney giveaway. We had the great food giveaway. And now we've got the great sock giveaway. And the good thing about the great sock giveaway, it's going to have more than once. There's more than one opportunity for you to help out on the great sock giveaway. Hang on. I'm extremely, extremely energized. It's amazing that I pulled it off, but I am. I am energized and set up and ready to go for this damn show. Do you remember the story in Iowa City, Iowa, where there was a Tyson chicken plant? It was early on in the pandemic, and it started to run through the facility, and like a lot of infections, like 1,000 infections, with numerous deaths. Well, there was the story that came out where the bosses in charge came up with an office pool as to who'd get sick and God knows what else they were betting on. Real ugly scene. Well, the idiot ousted boss of the Tyson chicken plant speaks out, and I don't know if this is a good idea. I think if you're the guy who runs the chicken plant that also is doing the office pool as to how many people are going to croak from COVID, after you get fired, I don't think you want to talk to anybody. This is a relocate the family to the other side of the country type of incident, you know? Spend 6 months scrubbing your name from the internet. Isn't that a thing you can do where if your name shows up in Google searches, like if you search so-and-so pedophile and his name pops up and you see his face, go, oh, God, he raped a kid, son of a bitch. You can spend the extra money and get that wiped off. Okay, there is a way to do that. That's what you do. You don't go, hey, I'm the guy. This is what I was thinking. Okay, all that. We're going to talk NFL football. You're like, great, I don't like football. Fuck you. There's something to talk about. The playoffs are starting. And the national championship. And that dumb shit, Dabo Swinney. You say Swinney or Sweeney? I think it's Swinney. The most fucked up name ever. Dabo Swinney, the head coach at Clemson. What a fucking boob this guy is. Son of a bitch, and his stupid ass linebacker fucking breaking the ribs of that dude from Ohio State. Holy shit. And that guy's like, fuck you. Broken ribs. Now I'm going to fucking dig it in your heart. You hillbilly fuck. I cannot wait to talk about that. All coming up. My God, am I stoked. But first, we got off on the wrong foot here as a war in the Eric Zane Show podcast household took place. And frequently when I tell these stories about these incidents in the household, the battle lines are drawn within the household, and then they're also drawn within the audience. You get people in the audience that are like, he's way overreacting. Zane's a stupid shit. Oh, I side with so-and-so. I side with this person. I side with that person. You know, it happens all the time. And I might have battle lines drawn on this story too. You might side with me, and you might side with the combatant. Madison is my foe this time. Okay. Now, ever since Diana's brother moved in, because Diana, her two brothers lived together, David and Kevin, known affectionately as the Doobie Brothers. They had just lived together. It just always happened. It just always was. They were always together. Well, David's untimely death, July 30, broke up the Doobie Brothers. And so now Kevin needs assistance. He needs someone to take care of him. He's got epilepsy. He is off the grid. There is nothing. He has no acumen for online, and he has what's known as what is that called? Not neuropathy. His fingers and legs don't work like yours and mine. Getting around is a struggle. He needs help, man. A guy needs fucking help. So come on in. You live here. This is the new setup, and this is what I was talking about earlier with change. You know, when you're so used to one certain dynamic in the household and you bring in someone new. And I've talked about it many times about the changing dynamic of the household with various stories that make you go, holy shit. And I have more of those on the Patreon today that I don't want to share on the free podcast for fear of word getting around more than it needs to. Oh, shit. But all right, yeah, that's it. So that's the way we have it here. But one of the things is when everybody gets up in the morning for a day like today, Kevin's still sleeping, and we're all upstairs. He's got his own room. Madison has her own room. Diana and I in my own room, and that's it. So we get up to get ready for the podcast. The ladies get ready for school. Diana works school, and Madison get ready for school. And I'm downstairs doing the ritual of making the lunches for them. I'm back into the routine, so it's real simple. I'm doing my thing. And then Madison is in the shower, and then I hear it. The one thing that's going to make everything terrible is a door slam. And son of a bitch, I don't know what it is with Diana and Madison, but they slam the fucking door. In whatever door they're going, the room they're going in and out of, they grab the door, and then kablamo. And I'm like, well, now what started some time ago as, hey, Kevin's still asleep, don't slam the door. When you're in this scenario, that's the way the first time it gets told. Now, where I come from, the way I was raised, and I think common knowledge is, well, just for me, this is how I handle it. The first time I tell you, it's going to be, hey, Uncle Kevin is still asleep, probably going to wake up and not before long. But if I were him, I wouldn't like it if I heard what sounds like a fucking bomb going off up here if you slammed the door. And I didn't say that the first time. The first time I was like, hey, Uncle Kevin's sleeping. Let's not slam the door. Let's get out of the habit of slamming doors in general. There's no reason why we have to do that. You know, let's just close the door and turn the handle so that the thingy goes into the door, and then you just shut it, and then you turn the handle back, and then it's not loud. It's a quiet thing. We'd like to ease into our day, you know? I mean, let's not slam doors. No big deal. So let's that was the first time I said it. Second time I was like, hey, I told you once, Uncle Kevin's sleeping, don't slam the door. Number 3, you're going to get to stop slamming the fucking door. Okay? And then, now here's the problem. If I slam a door and someone says, hey, you slammed a door, my response is going to be, oh, I'm sorry. No worries. The second time I do it, if someone says, hey, I told you, don't slam the door, my response is going to be, oh my God, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. If the third time I do it and they come in and say, don't slam the fucking door, my response is going to be, I am such an idiot. I am the worst. You're right. I'm sorry. That's because I'm fucking great. Okay. I know full on that it's my fault. The problem with the women in this household is when they do it, and I then each time tell them don't slam the fucking door, they get is equally pissed at me like it's my fault, like I did it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the classic go-to response is, It was an accident. No. Well, you don't know what an accident is. That is not an accident. And that's what Madison said today when I said, what the fuck? Don't slam the fucking door. In fact, she slammed it. And then I was downstairs making the lunches. I ran up the steps as quick as I could. And I opened the door. Now, I know she's nude, okay? I know she's naked. She's just gotten out of the bathroom. And so I know she's going to be naked as a jaybird. So I go, and my eyes are closed. She sees my face with my eyes closed. So if you're watching the live stream, you can see my eyes closed. This is how I'm like, don't shut the fucking door. And as I'm saying that, I hear, I'm naked, don't come in. I go, I know, my eyes are closed. Don't shut the fucking door. And she just blows up at me, just yelling and screaming. So now we're two fucking pit bulls. Oh my God. And so that was it. That's all it took. That was the igniter right there. Now it's a war. And I'm not going to back down on this shit. I'm like, I didn't do it. You did it. I've told you 100 times. It was an accident. Okay, you don't know what an accident is. So I go back downstairs. She comes downstairs. She's all passive aggressive. She is stomping through the kitchen, looking at me with fucking mean eyes. And she gives me, it was an accident again. And I go, that's not an accident. So then I got to break it down to her. Now, I don't know if you watching or listening to this might be like, well, yeah, that is an accident. No, it's not. That's not an accident. Forgetting and not being mindful is not accidental. That's negligence, okay? This is accidental, okay? If I'm here and I've got this cup and I spin around and I hit the cup and it falls down, like that's an accident. That is an accident. I just turned around. I bumped it. Or I backed up and the dog happened to be behind me or something like that. If I forget something, I guess accident with a caveat, but still worth an ass kicking. All right. I'm like, no, that's not an accident. I don't think you know the definition of accident. So we went round and round about this. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Now I know full well that there are people that are listening to this podcast or watching it. And like, my God, you're a handful to live with. And I'm like, I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I think all it takes is just a little awareness and looking beyond you to focus on the big picture. Dude's sleeping, sound asleep. We don't want to wake up Uncle Kevy. That's it. I just want you to be aware of that. So this blew up into just a huge ass fight. While I was making the lunch, I wanted to take razor blades and put it in her food. I was so pissed off. Totally kidding. But that was it. So then we start getting past it. I go, you look nice today, by the way. I like your outfit. We're that working past. That's how it goes in this household. You fight like crazy and then you make up. Oh, my God. So it ended up working out because I said, just to be clear, yes, we're like making up. I'm not really apologizing for anything, which is key in my fighting. There are certain things that I'm just not going to apologize for, and I wasn't going to apologize for that. There's no way in hell I'm going to apologize for that. I told you 3 fucking times, 5 fucking times, don't slam the fucking door. Holy shit, son of a bitch! But she went on her way. Speaking of war, I thought we were at war this past weekend or this past New Year's. And this is just a little thing. I mentioned this on the Patreon bonus and I talked about it. I posted something on Facebook and the post was, thanks to my neighbor for apparently blowing up a motorhome with a bomb inside of it to ring in the new year. Which isn't a great joke, but it's a joke, because the guy set off, wow, just a crazy level of fireworks. Stand by. And for a stupid old idiot like me, who goes to bed at 10 p.m., wow, that was something. Just because we live in a state where, they have fireworks legal, doesn't mean you have to do it. I don't know about you, but if it were New Year's Eve, knowing that, I mean, I don't know what everyone's doing. I don't know what the whole neighborhood is doing in terms of if they're going to bed early, if they're staying up, maybe they're sick, whatever. Maybe there's a guy. Now, and this is serious. If there's someone in my neighborhood who's a fucking Vietnam vet who's shell shocked or whatever, fireworks fucking suck. And if you blow shit off in the middle of the fucking night like that, I don't give a shit if it is the 4th of July or New Year's Eve. Fuck you, you idiot. Son of a bitch. What the fuck are you doing? I would feel so bad if I blew all this shit off. I mean, I love my neighbors, man. I don't want them fucking freaking out. Their dogs going crazy. You know the dogs? Shit. You're terrorizing my fucking dogs, you asshole. This fucking thing blew up like you wouldn't believe. And we've told this guy got in fucking trouble before because he did it a couple of years ago. He did the same damn thing. Blew up an RV, it seemed like, in his backyard. But it wasn't like on a holiday. He just did it. And the fucking cops came and they were all pissed off. And this guy, he's otherwise great, but he's not perfect. And it just pisses me off that this guy does this shit. Son of a bitch. Yeah, when I see you, I'll say hello, but you're really pissing me off now. Fucking A, knock it off. Stop that shit. I don't give a fuck if it's legal. Fuck you. Go to the middle of a fucking field and do it then. Not outside of your fucking driveway, you sick son of a bitch. Motherfuck, did that piss me off. Kablamo! I mean, it was just gigantic. And for like 3 hours, I'm laying there just in bed, Candy Crush, look at the internet. Holy shit, what's going on? What's Trump doing now? What stupid shit is he up to? Fuck, shit, fuck. Man. By the way, I wrote it in the tease of the live stream podcast about 11,700 and however many votes it was that he needed. Oh, my God. 11,779 more audience members is what I need. The question needs to be asked. Okay, before we get into the whole, and I'm just barely going to touch on it, the deal about Trump calling the Secretary of State in Georgia, who was on, so you got Trump and then Secretary of State of Georgia, the attorney to represent the Secretary of State, and Trump saying, oh, fuck you, for like an hour. He's going on and on and on with all these weirdo sentences and thoughts about what needs to happen going forward. We need 11,779 more votes. Now, I don't have enough knowledge to know if this is going to come back to actually hurt him or get him in any type of legal trouble. I don't know that. But son of a bitch, I need to know the story behind who recorded it. And if you're Trump, why would you risk being caught on tape? You know what I mean? Saying those things. Is he that desperate to run the risk of his words being used against him? I don't know. That's very, very strange to me. But the fact that he said that, and now everybody, this whole story is blowing up now. I need 11,779 more votes. Fuck. Dan Rather tweeted out, it's like Trump said to the Nixon tapes, hold my beer, the Nixon Watergate tapes. And I don't know if that necessarily is true. These words that he said might not mean anything. It might just be him saying, yeah, an observation. I need more votes. That might not mean anything. I have no idea. I don't follow the story enough to know. So I don't know if there was any real damage done. Probably not. Is it weird? Yeah. To me, it is. To me, it sounds fucked up. But I don't know if there was anything legal involved. I think if there was any legal issue, we would have heard it by now. I think now is just something else to listen to. Trump's not stupid enough to say something that ridiculously illegal over a phone line. You know what I mean? If it had been. So that's to me, all I need to know. I don't think there was anything that was overtly dangerous that can come back to bite him in the ass. Does it look like shit? I think so. What do you think? All right, that's all I'm going to touch on about that. The open of the Eric St. Joe podcast. My God, we've got another paintball event coming up. We have set the date. I have not yet done the Facebook invite, the event invite, but I will. But I'll be looking at the usual sources to take part in our latest paintball event that is coming up on Thursday, January 21. So right around the corner. So 2 weeks from Thursday. 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 kidney. Paintball War 11. I think I got the order of that wrong. Paintball War 11, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 kidney. Thursday, January 21, 6 p.m. at TC Paintball in Grand Rapids. I need a head count. You got to email right now. Don't make me wait. Because seriously, the anxiety gets in my head, and I'm like 4 days out, and I'm like, I got 2 people signed up. I need to hear from you. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Just do it right now. Say, I'll be there with 3. Okay. We'll have pizza ahead of time from our friends at BC Pizza. So a full-on pizza party, as much as you can eat, as much soft drinks as you can drink, and then paintball. They are running limited, but I still can take at least 20 of you to have a safe event. Now, make no mistake. You walk in, you've got your mask on, you stay with your little group that you brought, and then when you head out onto the paintball field, you're obviously staying away because that's, one of the main tenets of paintball. Stay away. So we're good with that. And they are allowed to be open with the state guidelines. The state has said, yes, you can stay open. So we are breaking no rules here. Okay? I know it's precarious, but still, it is legal. This event, the 21st of January, Paintball War number 11, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 kidney, is happening at 6 p.m. Email Eric at ericzaneshow.com if you want in. Okay, it's $35, by the way. $35 to play. Get you the paint, get you the gear. I should say get you the mask, get you the paint, and the gun. Okay? And, so you're all set. And we'll be playing paintball for hours. It's just going to be so much fun. I want newbies. You're encouraged to join me for this. Does it hurt? That's the number one question. It can sting for about 15 seconds. And then it goes away. If Kenny, my back, can play, you can play. Okay? We'll even take kids. It's the best to make the kids wince for about 15 seconds. Take it out on the kids. My God. Gather up the kids, and we'll see you there at TC Paintball on the 21st of January. I've got the Civic Hybrid at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, right now as we speak, getting the oil change. Whatever you need done to your vehicles, and if you are in the West Michigan area, please call upon Irvine's. Great sponsor of this show. Thank you to them. Thank you to you for calling upon them. 616-532-6600 for Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. If you go to their website, irvines.com, you'll see all the Google reviews, man. They just keep piling up. 4.5, 5 stars every time. Great reviews. And if they ever get one that's weird, hey, I didn't like this, which is just, that's really tough on a business, but that's the nature of the beast, man. Do a good job, you get a good review. That's the great equalizer. They always respond to the negative ones, and that's the way to do it. If you're a business and you get a negative review, holy shit, you got to be out, stay out in front of that shit. They're in West Michigan, Grand Rapids, in fact, on just off 44th Street, just east of US 131, 3 blocks east, street called Stafford. the site of the Great Food Giveaway. Love those folks at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. All right. The big moment.
Get the fuck out of here, you a clown, nigga. Oh, God, you a clown, nigga. You from here, you a clown. What, you gonna smack me with that? Smack me. Smack me. Smack me, nigga. Come on, get it. Drop it.
Oh.
Ding dong.
Yeah, you got yours, buddy.
Yeah, I think she was drunk. Yeah, you got yours, buddy. The story behind that incident took place over the weekend when I was fortunate enough to have on this show Mr. TKO, as he's known. The dude who swung the can of Twisted Tea and hit that fucker in the face. Let me just get out in front of this right now. There's been a few of you who've said, yeah, this is fucking bullshit. That was a felony assault. So, holy shit. And someone even said black privilege right there. Fuck, I don't know, man. I think you're making this a little bit more messy. Who in their right mind is siding with the white guy? Who in their right mind doesn't love what just happened? Holy shit. That sick son of a bitch is fine. The dumbass drunk who's probably was going to go kill somebody driving around in a car if he doesn't in the future, son of a bitch. This guy's been treating people like shit his whole life. He deserved every bit of what he got and then some. He got off easy, in my opinion. So while I'm sitting here enjoying the day, this is the storyline, and I didn't even go down this when I was talking about it when I actually posted the interview. I have an interview available at ericzaneshow.com or wherever you download podcasts with Mr. Twisted Tea. Both on Facebook, pinned to the top of my page, Twitter, pinned to the top, or wherever you download audio podcasts. His name is Barry Allen. He's from a community near Cleveland, Ohio. I think you pronounce it Elira? I don't know. I've never heard of it. And if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, he was waiting in line to get a can of Twisted Tea, and some dude was sitting there using the N-word. He asked him to stop. The guy didn't stop. They started to interact. He referred to the guy as the N-word, and he dropped his Twisted Tea. Guy tried to kick him. Drunk guy. Dude grabbed the Twisted Tea and hit him in the fucking face with it. Ding dong. You got yours, buddy. Dude who got hit with the can of Twisted Tea stumbles towards the black guy trying to scratch his face. Black guy, Barry Allen, throws him to the ground easily and punches him 4 times. He said, I asked you to stop calling me that. I asked you to stop calling me that. And then they said, all right, it's over. Let it go. And Barry got up, let it, all right, fight's over. That was it. Fight ended. No big deal. A drunk bastard stumbled around like, what the fuck just happened to me? Son of a bitch. I better stop using the N-word. He probably won't learn that lesson. Perfect. This was an ideal scenario. Okay. This, in my opinion, is the way a fight should go. Nobody got really hurt. Okay. Dude got his eggs scrambled a little bit. No big deal. He deserved every fucking bit of that. And I love the fact that Barry did that. I was getting into the shower on Friday or Saturday, and I put on the LMNO podcast, Stu McAllister and his better half, Jamie. I used to refer to Jamie as his mom. Just a dumb joke. And Stu was the one who tipped me off that Barry had been outed. Barry Allen was speaking to the New York Post about it, and Stu chronicled it. And I go, wow, okay. And in the so I looked up the article when I got out of the shower, and sure enough, Barry's wife is on Twitter now as official Mrs. TKO. So I did something I don't like to do because I try to get into the direct messages for her. I did something I don't like to do because I don't like people to see the how the fucking sausage is made. I tweeted at her, which means everybody sees my tweet. So I'm requesting an interview with a tweet. I know you're like, well, what is that? Why is that a big deal? I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like tweeting at people saying, hey, will you be on the show? And maybe it might be because most of the people I asked to be on the show don't want to be on the show. So it always looks like, hey, there's another person Zane asked to be on the show, and we're never going to hear him again. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But she responded, and she responded in direct message. So now it's not public anymore. I delete the first tweet, and then I have a conversation with Mrs. TKO, and she's all about it. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is great. So then on that day, I think it might have been Saturday. Yeah, I think it was Saturday. I was sitting right here, and I went live with it and talking with Barry for about 20, 25 minutes about that incident. And wow, it was quite a thing. It was cool to talk to him. And I hope a lot of people saw the interview. And I was like, boy, a lot of what I do on this show doesn't get that much traction. I'm able to cater to the people that know me, but I know my limits. I know what usually I get. Like if I put a piece of material out, either in podcast form or live stream, it's going to top out at a certain number. It's usually not that impressive of a number for me. It's just enough. Again, I always do when people say, oh my God, your podcast is huge. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It is not huge. I work very hard at it, but it gets me just enough to be able to, gets me just enough to be able to do what I want to do. Maybe one day, I tell you what, we keep having moments like this, and it will. So Mrs. TKO tweeted it out, and a publication called The Heavy, theheavy.com. They do a lot of pop culture shit like that, maybe music stories, news, written from a standpoint more of like less buttoned up, if you will, on The Heavy. They posted a story about it and linked up yours truly in it. So that helped too. So this thing in my world and the way I look at things took off. Something that I do normally might have hundreds of views, maybe 1,000 views. Now it's thousands of views, the interview that I had. So that's that all worked out. So I appreciate The Heavy for posting it, and for the people that normally don't know anything about me checking it out. I appreciate that, and I hope you enjoyed the content. And I hope you keep coming back. All right. Let's see. I want that soundbite from the smack to the ding dong for an alert tone. Oh, yeah, we can do that, Jason. Jason also writes, from a legal standpoint, it could have been seen as defense. Yes, that is true. White dude was the aggressor. He did kick at the black dude. Yes, we did see that. Did he have to serve him the ice cold twisted tea? No, but it doesn't make it a crime necessarily. There's that gray area. I know exactly what you're talking about, Jason. Jason says, I only saw a white dude try to kick the can once it hit the floor. He was running his mouth. Not illegal, although offensive. I don't know. I'm, again, not a lawyer. Don't know. I don't know if that type of aggressive talk can be viewed as something that could warrant some type of defense. Maybe, maybe not. Kenny, with the old school reference, is it Barry, Barry, or Barry, Berry, or even Barry, Bury? That is an incredible thing you bring up there, Kenny, because even to this day, I have never been able to have anything go into my ears that's made me think that each of those words would be pronounced differently. I've heard the discussion from back in the past with Steve, but I could never quite hear it the same way. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I always thought that Barry, and Barry were pronounced the same, which led to one of the most epic discussions that has ever happened on my old show. You know, one of those those pinnacle moments, if you will, the old Barry fight. And that's the interesting thing about radio. If you were to take any radio show, the memorable moments aren't the interview with the big name star. It's always the conflict. It's always those moments that take place. The classic beatdown, the discussion of ridiculous nature like Barry. Flying car. Those are all the high watermarks, you know? That's just the way radio works. Let's see here. Jason adds, Craig, in hindsight, yes, but that's taken into account for the prosecution. Is back to the Twisted Tea, is what the participants thought and felt at the time to a reasonable person. Exactly, Jason, with his background in law enforcement. Are you feeling threatened? Can that be reasonable? All right. Kenny getting the credit on the callback too. Craig adds a final note to it. A reasonable person may have realized white a-hole wasn't in his right mind and walked away from the situation. Not in all situations. You don't know. You feel threatened like that. Who knows what can happen when feelings escalate? I know for me, it's quick to once that fuse lights, you never know when those wires are going to cross. He didn't need to take the can from the ground to the ceiling with dude's face in the middle. LOL. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe he did need to. I sure think he needed to. I'm sure glad he did. Josh references the other high water moments. We could do a whole thread about high water moments on the old radio show that were based on conflict. Because to me, those are the only moments that matter. Those high level moments based on the dynamic of the room. Moon a planet, or is the moon the moon? Land mammal a dolphin. Barry. The sweater beat down. Those are 4 off the top of my head. We could do bracketology. That might be fun. I don't know. It might be too weird. I try to look more into the future. It's just fun to talk about on the show. All right. Where am I? I already feel the ADHD kicking in. So that's my thing about Barry, and we seem to hit it off pretty well. I didn't know that one of the things Barry didn't reference is he has a special needs child. And I didn't quite get the entire story because I didn't have the time to run it out, but doing a little bit more research about Mr. TKO, Barry Allen, he has a child with special needs, and he seems to be just a dynamo, that kid. Just loved him, seeing him. And Barry's got his hands full too because he is struggling with epilepsy. Okay, and Barry has to go 6 months without a seizure before he can enter the workforce. Barry has 5 kids, lovely wife, 5 kids, and so he's waiting that out. And he also has some issues with his shoulders and knees, which you wouldn't know it if you saw the video, because of the fucking gargantuan level of speed that he had when that Twisted Tea smashed that stupid idiot's face, and the ease at which he threw him on the ground. But, yeah, he has trouble with his mobility on his shoulders and knees. So I am looking forward to the TKO family producing the gear, the T-shirts, the can koozies, the golf balls, the dog sweaters, the coffee mugs, and I want to buy it all to help those folks out. Stand by. All right. And more on the Twisted Tea thing, because and I encourage you to check out the interview with Barry. He talks about what life has been like since that all happened on Christmas Eve. Unbelievably, over the weekend. Oh, no, shit. I guess that story wasn't over the weekend. Oh, thank God I caught it. All right, I'll just leave it right there. I've been having an issue. Here's the one side effect of the kidney donation. And I hate to bring it up because my dear friend Jeffrey, who has the kidney, he is thriving. Holy shit, is he thriving. He's an absolute dynamo. Okay? And that makes me so happy. One of the there were a few good things from 2020. One was that. In me, for me, that's the biggest thing personally. Jeffrey getting his life back. My God, does that make me happy? One of the things that is a learning curve with me, though, is I suddenly have a bladder of like a little child. And I think that as time passes, I might be able to get because before I was like a fucking camel. I could hold my water forever. And then I would stand there for like 3 minutes taking a pee. And I've often heard that that's actually the way you actually don't want to do it. You should go as soon as you got to go. Well, now I have to. So getting up several times during the night to take a pee. Boy. So I'm constantly getting up like son of a bitch. Well, I got to figure this out. So the experiments have begun because I still got to bring in a lot of water. In fact, I'm going to take a drink of water right now because I've been talking to you for an hour and I'm parched. Hang on. I know this doesn't look like a manly cup, this clear plastic aqua colored, but it's all I could find. Hang on. That pause won't come out in post. Hang on, more. Okay, good. I got to put it like way far away from me, like on the floor far away from me, because, I'm kind of like in like a cockpit. I'm in like a fucking X-Wing fighter. And if I move, something's going to fall. But so, I'm getting annoyed with waking up in the middle of the night. Now, Jeffrey, I don't want you to feel bad about that because I know you listen to the podcast. I don't want, oh man, oh shit, man, fucking hey, man. And I'm really sorry about that, man. Fuck it, don't worry about it. Big deal. I'm healthy as a horse. We'll figure it out. Besides, it's only been a month and 2 days since I gave this kidney away. A lot's going to happen. Did you know that my kidney capacity, though cut in half, the day after the surgery, it's at 50%. The other kidney is like, oh, fuck, man. Where'd the other guy go? I thought, well, all right, well, I got to pick up the pace here. The other kidney starts to compensate and become more efficient somehow on a kidney level, I guess, and actually grow in size, okay? So that over time, the one kidney, according to Dr. Grish, will get about 25%, maybe a little bit more, of its efficiency, of its capacity of the other one, so that it's like gotten even more efficient. You only need one. Hell, there are people that survive no problem on a small percentage of one functioning kidney. So I'm fine. Other than the bladder filling, there is, you can tell nothing. In fact, I started to run over the weekend. Yes, it's now enough time. I go for a walk every day with the Queen of the Forest at this park, and one lap is 0.82 miles, and we're up to walking 3. But then yesterday I go, we're going to start running now. I don't want to run. I hate running. I go, trust me, there's nothing better. If you can run. Puts impact on your joints and your bones. It helps build muscle. Heart and lungs go a little bit faster than walking. Trust me, you're going to want to run. My back. Oh, my God, Mom. I can't, man. I just can't. I go 1 minute. 1 minute jog. Maybe a little faster than a jog. 3 minute walk. 10 times. So we got in about 10 minutes of running. It was awesome. I felt great. I'm like, hey, let's go longer. She goes, nah. I'm like, all right, yeah, you're right. Let's just ease into this. 4 more weeks of easing into it. That's when we start. 16-week training program getting ready for fucking Russ's Riverbank Run. I want to run with a flag that says, fuck you, Russ, in his own race. No, I won't do that. If it doesn't get canceled. If it doesn't get it might be like, hey, we're gonna postpone the Riverbank run, and I know they tried to do that last year. These virtual runs, I don't know how people do that shit. I might have to do that. Got to do something, man. Where the hell was I? Oh, my bladder. So son of a bitch. Yesterday, I'm like, okay, between 5 and 6, I am eliminating fluids. I'm not drinking any more water, juice, semen, anything. I'm not drinking a damn thing after sometime between 5 and 6. And I did it, man. I stopped drinking about 5:30. I had to take, and then I forgot I got to take my Metamucil because, as you know, I'm old and I love being regular. Right away, took the Metamucil, which is in water. Then that's it. Done. And then I drank a bunch of water leading up to that. Okay? The point is, let it all get out of your system. Sleep soundly through the night. No wake-ups. Pissing like a racehorse every 15 minutes. Oh, my God. I go into Meijer. We walk into Meijer, take a pee. Go shop, check out, pay for our groceries. Look at all the assholes without wearing their masks. Side note, I see you fuckers. I see you stomping around. All right? What the fuck? I see your fucking defiant attitude. All right, if you're not going to wear a mask, that's going to happen. I understand. Can you fucking smile? Do you have to look like you're ready to fucking murder me? Can you just do that? Can you stop looking at everyone who's wearing the mask like you're going to kill them? Fucking smile. I don't know, to talk, to say hello. I don't know what the fuck. I'm going to stay away from you, but I get it. There's always 2 or 3. Shit. Man. They just look like they're going to kill. Son of a bitch. Check out. Take a pee on the way out. Go home. Take a pee when you get home. I'm like, okay, here we go. 7 o'clock comes. Still peeing. 8 o'clock comes. Still peeing. 9 p.m. Take a leak. 9:30, I crawl into Betty Bye with the Queen of the Forest and Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Laid in bed, Candy Crush. Watching Drain Alcatraz on Disney Plus. You ever watch that show? Where they do the computer models and they like drain shit. Like drain the Titanic, drain the Great Lakes. It's fucking awesome. I'm watching Drain Alcatraz. 15 minutes in. Oh, shit. Here we go. Where is this water coming from? Where's the pee cut? How could it possibly be? I stopped drinking at 5:30. What's going on? I'm peeing all the way up to when I finally shut it down and fall asleep. But before I actually go to bed, I got to take another pee. Take yet another pee. And I'm like, this is it. There can be no more, right? Wrong! 4 a.m. There I am, naked to the world, in front of, Adam knows this, every kind of girl. There was tall ones, short ones, big ones, I don't know the words. Spear the wine, dig that girl. Son of a bitch. And then when the alarm goes off, right away, right to the bathroom. I got to call Grish. I got to find out what's going on here. But today I'll shut it down even earlier. I'll stop drinking fluids a little bit earlier until I get this right. I got to stop this. Seems like every hour, on the hour. Son of a bitch. Football over the weekend, my God. Where do you want to begin? Let's start with the pros, okay? Because there's a lot to talk about here. Let's get this out of the way. Now, I know that only a percentage of you care about the Lions, and those of you that do, you kind of hate them, and so I don't hate the Lions. I love the Lions, but the game, excuse me, this last game of the year, and they lost to Minnesota. Both teams are shitty, so who knows what's going to happen to the Lions? And in my opinion, they keep Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford is a terrific warrior, in my opinion. And despite numerous injuries yesterday, he performed at a top level. Seriously, stand by. And hold on a second. Jeffrey writes this. Bladder will adjust and get stronger. He's watching live. Doctor told me this. I get up 3 to 4 times a night to pee. He said the body will adjust. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that, buddy. So Matt Stafford is just the shit. And if the Lions get rid of him, that's a huge mistake in my opinion. But I don't know shit. You got to keep that guy. Okay? I don't care about we got to, first of all, stop with the talk about do him a favor and get him on a winner. Now, fuck that. Build the fucking team. Who gives a shit about him and his, we got to do this for him. He's tried so. Bullshit. We need that guy. That's your only all-pro. He's not an all-pro technically, but still, that dude, in my opinion, is an all-pro quarterback. You don't get rid of your best fucking player, stupid. You keep him. However, draft a quarterback at some point, okay? I don't care what you have to do. Between now and when Matt Stafford hangs him up, draft a quarterback. And I'm telling you, do the Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers deal. And then teach that young fucker, all right? Because too often you draft a quarterback and you just throw him into the mix. He gets either hurt or he sucks, okay? Look at Joe Burrow. You get a young, inexperienced quarterback on the field for Cincinnati. Yeah, he's good, but who knows how it's going to turn out. He's already fucked. He's out for the year because he fucking got hurt. All right? So keep him, get a quarterback at some point, and go ahead and do your best to rebuild the team. And wipe out all these coaches. They all suck shit. Darrell Bevel, nice story, but whatever. Fucking get all these guys out of here and then start over. Start over, my friends. But the refs hate the Lions. Let me just start with the sack of Kirk Cousins. I forget the dude's name on the Lions who sucked him. Oh, sucked him. He sucked him. Was it, I forget, Tracy Walker? Was that who sucked him? Somebody help me out. William Gay, is that who sucked him? Al Baker. It doesn't matter. Big sack. How the fuck was that a fucking penalty? Son of a bitch. That was ridiculous. When he got the suck, how could you possibly call that a penalty? That was so stupid. How can just a simple sack of a quarterback where the quarterback lands and gets up and goes, oh, shit, I got sacked, and he's fine. How can that be a roughing the passer? Son of a bitch. Man, that was ugly. And then Marvin Jones' touchdown that he caught, it ended up being moved because the Lions ended up getting this touchdown. It was just another example of how it's everybody against the Lions, the old Joik Bell thing. He caught the ball, and then it was kind of moving, but the ball, it wasn't conclusive as to whether or not it touched the ground, okay? They ruled it a touchdown, so you have to have conclusive evidence that the ball touched the ground. There was none, and they still said no touchdown. The referees fucking suck, okay? So I had a real problem with that. It's just heartbreaking. I mean, they're bad enough. It's a miracle they won 5 games this year, seriously. But that is over. So the playoffs are set. The Bills got in. I'm sorry, not the Bills. The Colts got in, and there was talk that they wouldn't get in this year despite having 11 wins on the year. But they did. And they will, in the wild card round, will be at Buffalo. So the Colts and the Bills in that wild card game. I say go Bills. And I think they will win. Also in the AFC, Titans, Ravens. There is no fucking way Baltimore is going to win at Tennessee. Bullshit. Tennessee, this is their game. I love Lamar. I love what the Ravens have done. I like how they play. But in my opinion, Derrick Henry, another back who's gotten over 2,000 yards. There's only been a handful of backs that have ever done that. That guy's an absolute beast. I think he's going to run all over Baltimore. Tennessee wins in the AFC wild card round. Also wild card round in the AFC. You got the fucking Steelers hosting the Browns. Now, how can you not root for the Cleveland Browns? Whether it's the old Browns or the new Browns. It's shitty. Okay, they've been shitty forever, and they're finally not shitty. I love it when a young quarterback comes onto a team and it doesn't take the team long to get good. That's the Cleveland Browns. So I am rooting for the Cleveland Browns, and I always have a hard time rooting for Rapelessberger. I've never forgotten about that fucking story, and it just never really set with me how that all panned out. That was when the NFL was in that turn a blind eye fucking mode. Fucking disgusting. I like Juju, though, and I like Juju's dog. So, all right. So the Steelers are hosting the Browns. That's a rivalry game. That's fucking great. Sunday night at 8:15. By the way, the Colts and the Bills, that's Saturday at 1:05. You know, Stu McAllister, he'll be all over that shit. And then on Sunday at 1:05, the Titans host the Ravens. The night game in the AFC is a night game. There's actually 2 night games going on. In the AFC is Steelers hosting the Browns. NFC, Seahawks and Rams. Boy, I don't give a fuck about this. Shit, I didn't even know the Rams had a chance at the playoffs. I have no opinion on this. I'll just go with the Seahawks because they're at home, and I like the quarterback. What's his name again? Russell Westbrook? What is his name? Somebody help me on the name of the Seahawks quarterback. Russell Westbrook. Russell Simmons. No. Is it Russell Simmons? No, that's a DMC guy. What is it? Russell Lawrence. Damn it. What is his fucking name? Now I got to wait for the message to get to me on the chat. Russell Wilson. Shit. Russell Simmons. Fuck. I don't even know if Russell Simmons is DMC. Joseph Simmons is DMC, right? No. Hold on. DMC is Daryl. Run is Joseph Simmons. And then Jam Master J is dead. Russell Simmons is Joseph's brother. He was a record mogul. Boy, the ADHD. Incredible! I love ADHD, son of a bitch. Okay. Back to football. So I want the Seahawks to win because the guy from Run DMC is their quarterback. No, seriously, Russell Wilson is awesome. That guy is so damn good. I love that guy. Also in the NFC, the fucking Washington Redskins managed to win the NFC East. What a shit show that division was. Did I say Redskins? I'm sorry about that. Old habits die hard. They're the Washington football team. They used to be known as the Washington Redskins. It's going to take a long time to not do that with great consistency. Well, if they'd fucking change their name, get on with it, man. What are you waiting so long for? In my mind, they should have just said anything. They're like, we're just going to call ourselves Washington football team for a full fucking year. No, you don't need to do a search committee. Just Dan Snyder, just think about it and come up with one. Whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. The fucking name of the team, like anybody gives a shit. People will adapt to it. They'll hate it at first and then they'll like it. They somehow, the Washington Redskins are hosting a fucking, damn it, I did it again. The Washington football team is now hosting a fucking football game, a playoff game. It makes no sense to me, but that's the way it lays out. They're hosting Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. And Brady and the Buccaneers are playing great down the stretch. They should kick their ass. And then you got, last but not least, the wily Chicago Bears have somehow managed to get into the playoffs. Man, what a weird year for them. And I think they ended the year with like Mitch Trubisky, right? That's their guy. Am I getting that right? They will in the wild card round, travel to take on Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints, which there is no chance the Bears win that game. The word on the street is that this is the last year of Drew Brees and that he will retire. Who's left? Who actually won their division? Let's see. Standings. Okay, the Bills won, but they're in the wild card round based on record. In the AFC, the team that has a bye is, of course, the Chiefs, who finished at 14-2 on the year. Did the Jets end up winning that game against the Patriots? I think they did, to get 2 wins on the year. The Patriots finish at 7-9, and I guess they're going to say goodbye to Cam Newton. You know, in the end, when you look at it, Brady leaves the Patriots. Brady is the winner in that, because a lot of people, that was a big discussion. Who would be more successful, Bill Belichick's football team or Tom Brady's football team? Well, Tom Brady's was. How about that? And then in the NFC, I think it's the Green Bay Packers, man. Look at those guys. Son of a bitch. In the NFC, it's going to be the Pack, maybe the Saints, and an outside shot at the Succaneers. But odds-on favorite are your Green Bay Packers. Man, fucking Aaron Rodgers is so good. That guy pisses me off. And the thing is, anytime I watch that guy play football, I don't care who he's playing against. I get pissed at him, because in my mind, the team he's playing against is the Lions, because of the things I've seen, the horrible things I've seen, the crushing. 3rd and 9, Rodgers gets 10. Rodgers scrambles for 11, completes a pass for 12, throws it long for a touchdown. Shit. All right. College football. Okay. Alabama, Ohio State. And you all thought it was Clemson. You all thought Clemson's going to kick Ohio State's ass. And now some of you are like, fucking go. Now I'm a Bama fan. I hate Ohio State. I've grown up in the state of Michigan. I don't have allegiance to any one college team, frankly. I don't really have one at all. When I was a kid, maybe. But as I got older, I kind of got away from that. I just like watching good football. And let's be honest here. Alabama's really good football. Pretty much beat the shit out of Notre Dame. Most people saw that coming. No surprise there. So Alabama waits out the winner of Ohio State Clemson. A lot of people are like, well, Clemson, man, they got fucking Trevor Lawrence. They got they played a hell of a lot more games. Ohio State only plays 6 games. You can't. And then Dabo Swinney, the head coach of Clemson, or Swinney, says, "Fuck, man, on my coach's poll, I don't know why he made such a big deal about this. This was a huge mistake on his part. He on his coach's poll. What a stupid thing to do." With knowing full well you can, or maybe you knew that you would meet Ohio State on your coach's poll, you put them at 11. Now, in terms of, everybody knows this. Bulletin board material does affect the way another team can play. Basically, if you tell someone they're shitty and you disrespect them, they're really going to be fired up. And that's an intangible that you don't want to fuck with, because it's kind of like a wild card. You don't really know how it's going to go. You might give a team an edge. They might execute with a little bit more crispness. They might be a little bit more focused than your team, because you said that. And coaches are constantly telling players, don't do anything to rile up the other team. Okay. They call it bulletin board material. And the fucking coach, the guy in charge of the team, he provides the bulletin board material. Excuse me. He posts. He puts Ohio State at 11 on his coach's poll, and then talks about it. So Ohio State heads into this the playoffs with just 6 wins, or they only played 6 games. They won all 6 of them. But then some people were like, well, should they be there? Should they not? Well, yes, they should be there. Absolutely, they should be. I don't give a shit if they played 3 games. They're fucking great. Everybody knows that. But Swinney, if I were Swinney, I wouldn't have put them at 11. I would have put them at an appropriate. I would have put them at 1, 2, or 3, just to avoid the potential. Even if you didn't mean it, even if he thought they were 20th, I would have lied on my coach's poll. But he's a fucking moron. Okay, this stupid hillbilly put him down as 11. So Ohio State sees that shit, and they're like, well, we're going to beat the fuck out of this guy. And everybody, when the game started, they were like trading touchdowns, okay? And Clemson looked good, but so did Ohio State. And then Ohio State started to stop Clemson. And every time they'd get the ball, they'd score. And they kept scoring. And they kept scoring. And, man, they were sharp. Holy fuck, did Ohio State look good. That quarterback, what's his name? Help me out here. Russell Wilson? Justin something. Justin Fields. That's him. Boy, that guy, holy shit. Is there anything better than watching that guy? He may have earned the number 1 pick in the NFL draft with that performance. Okay? Runs like the wind, big as a house, throw at 1,000,000 miles an hour, accurate as all get out. Who's going to be the number 1 quarterback? Is it going to be Sunshine from Clemson? If you're Sunshine, you're like, Swinney, you fucking asshole. This is it. My college career is over, and it's your fucking fault. I'm going to kick your ass. I love that guy, by the way. Anybody who doesn't like Trevor Lawrence is a dumb shit, in my opinion. This guy, Justin Fields, he was just on fire. And then the shit hit the fan, though, when he was running, and that one fucking meathead for Clemson. I don't know who that dick is, but he looks like someone who I'd hate. He's a fucking cheap shot artist. He targeted Fields. And because in college, in football, you can't hit with the top of your helmet. If you tackle with your head down like that, if your eyes are looking at the turf, you're doing it wrong. You can only hit with your head up. You got to tackle the way Chris fucking Spielman taught you how to tackle. Head up. And why do they teach you that? Because if you don't, you end up like Ryan Shazier with the busted fucking neck, okay? You hit with the top of your head, you put yourself in great jeopardy of being paralyzed. And the top of that head, using it as like a spear, can cause a hell of a lot more damage than if you tackle with your head up and hit the person with your face mask and your shoulder. But this idiot, I don't even know the stupid jackass's name, but I know he did it in the last big game a year ago, and he got thrown out of that one too. He targeted Fields, hit him with the top of his helmet, broke his ribs right there on the field. And then they right away, the way they do that on the targeting, they take a look at it on replay and they go, yeah, kick his ass out. So this fucking jackass redneck, they throw him out. And again, I'm going to totally judge a book by its cover. That guy's a fucking asshole. First of all, he plays like shit and he's a cheap shot artist. And just the whole gigantic head, his eyes are too close to fucking together. He's got that stupid haircut, the dumbass tattoos. I hate that guy. Anybody who looks like that, I fucking hate you. That guy can suck my dick. He's an asshole. So I'm so glad he got thrown out. Fields, though, he leaves for one play. He comes back, and you know what he does? Throws a touchdown and says, fuck you, Swinney. You and your 11. What an asshole. And then he was in great pain. He left after he threw the touchdown. It was bad. And then he went to the locker room. They probably gave him some great drugs to numb the pain. Came back, continued to kick Clemson's ass. Makes me happy. And I like Clemson. I really do. But Swinney, what a blunder. You fucking, first of all, giving them an 11 and then making a big deal about it. After the game, they asked him about it. He goes, no, I don't regret that. So he's, dying on that hill. And, if you just get your ass kicked by the team you said was 11, and then you follow up with, no, I stand by that, you're doing it wrong. There is something to be said about a guy who goes, yeah, I was wrong. That was a mistake. I had that one wrong, and they're a great football team, and I stand by saying that I'm wrong. But no, he's like, no, I stand by it. That was the 11th ranked team. How can you fucking say that? They just kicked your ass. So you basically lost that big game to the 11th ranked team, And then the players afterwards, they're trolling them. They're sitting there shooting TikTok videos saying, yeah, 11, I guess you 12, fool. Oh, it was so great. So now it's set. Now the national championship, it does make a big deal. It is a big deal that Fields is hurt. Busted ribs, and they haven't said that he has busted ribs, but they're busted because that meat had just crunched them. Shit, was terrible. Oh, it was awful. If they're not busted, then they're made of fucking steel, because I don't know how they wouldn't be busted. You have Alabama and Ohio State, and there is no way in hell. I saw some of you. I saw the tarantula farmer was like, yeah, man, holy shit. Now I'm saying go Bama, fuck Ohio State. No, fuck that, man. You got to root for the story, okay? How can you possibly do that? You know, you must be like one of these crazy Michigan fans that refers to them as the school from Ohio. That's just so stupid. We got to get past this dumb rivalry. It's not even a rivalry. Michigan is like a fucking MAC school now, okay? They suck ass. And the word now that Michigan is going to keep that piece of shit Harbaugh till 2026. You guys suck dick, okay? You're fucking terrible. This is not a rivalry. Your team is shit, all right? My God. Mitch says, no, man, Michigan State. I hate Michigan. Well, how can you root for Alabama? Are you rooting for Alabama in this game? No, fuck that shit, man. You got to root for Ohio State. That's a much better story. You got to root for the story. Alabama is the evil empire. They're fucking Darth Vader. They're the Death Star, all right? You don't want to root for the juggernaut that keeps kicking everybody's ass and the rich getting richer. Oh, I mean, Ohio State is still always getting richer, but not as rich as Alabama, all right? Fucking, yeah, I don't buy that for a second. I see Linda saying that she's going to root for Nick. That's because you love him physically. You want to see his penis. So I don't whatever. Joe Martinez says Roll Tide. I am saying suck eyes all the way. Go Ohio State. I love the fact that Justin Fields stayed in that game. What a performance by that guy after getting hit by that stupid shit. Oh, my God. It's going to be awesome. That comes up in 1 week. All right. Linda says, no, it's not because I want to sleep with Nick Saban. She says she roots for winners. Yeah. But you wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers. Don't give me that. All right. So that's it. High drama in that regard. Speaking of drama on Patreon, we had one Ben Glaze, and I did not post a free view of this one. I apologize for that. I can still do that. In fact, I will. From Friday, I did the Patreon, Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. So I will post a free view of that. We had a fun time chatting it up. It's a way different dynamic than what you're used to with me just sitting here kind of doing my thing monologue style. With Ben, it's just totally different. We touched on a number of things that were fun and interesting. And if you want it, both the live stream, the live recording of it, the live video recording, and the audio are available on my Patreon. Some have asked, Ben, he was sick. He was sick as shit. Did he have COVID? Now that I don't know. I did reach out to him. Are you feeling okay? Because he sounded terrible. He felt not so great. He said he's feeling a lot better, but Ben's not I'm going to go to the doctor type of guy. He's that type of stubborn. I'm not. I'm going to go to the doctor as soon as I can. So I don't know if he has it, but he says he feels better for those of you who are worried about Ben. And the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast is available only on Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Also, the Lost Zane recordings drop today. I drop 2 episodes a week. We are in, I think that it is May 16th, 2016 is today's episode. I posted a free view for you so you can check out the free view. In that, Michelle McCormick makes an appearance. Great fun. And there you go. I also, if you want to buy the Patreon for 1 full year so that you don't have to do it month to month, some of you, your bank acts weird with that platform. I don't know why. If you just want to pay for a full year, that option is there. And when you do that, it's 10% off. So if you buy a year of tier 2, what was $120 is $108. And if you buy the audio podcast only, what was $60 is now going to cost you $54, I think. Yes. Boy, math is tough for Eric sometimes. So there you go. All at patreon.com/Eric Zane. And if you're already like a subscriber, you can still sign up for the yearly thing. And if you're new and you finally just want to try Patreon out, yeah, that's all available for you. I recommend just dropping it all at once. That way you don't have to worry about it and you save money. But then you're like, yeah, but this sucks shit, Zane. I mean, fuck, now I'm stuck with you for a year, you asshole. Aha, gotcha. That's how I get you. Hang on. All right. Okay, back to the sponsors. You know this free podcast is driven by them. Thank you to A&E Heating and Cooling. Online at aeheatingcooling.net. Senor Martinez listening right now on the job. And I think the whole process of reaching out to him to get the furnace tuned is, well, what you're doing is you're stopping what could be a catastrophic chain of events. Because when you get it tuned for just $79 here in West Michigan, he is taking care of a number of problems that could crop up if you don't get it serviced. And that would lead to an after-hours or emergency service call. You know, when your wife's there tapping her foot, freezing her titties off because you were too stupid and stubborn to make Joe visit you for a normal maintenance tune-up. And that's going to cost you a lot more. It's going to cost you $150 just to get him to leave the house, okay? Which I think is way too cheap. I think he should double that because, you know, he's sitting there wanting to sit around, watch Telemundo, drink a couple Dos Equis, whatever, and you're having to get him up from his home. I think it should be $300, frankly. But he's nice enough to only charge you $150 for that and $125 an hour. You fucking dummy. If you'd have just had him show up for $79 once a year for your furnace, you wouldn't be in this spot. So do it. 616-516-8579. Don't make that mistake. Your furnace needs maintenance. So does your air conditioner. You see this guy twice a year. He's like the fucking dentist. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. One of my other sponsors is Forever Lawn, West Michigan. This is not real grass. It's synthetic material. They install synthetic grass. Online at foreverlawn.com/WMI. Landscaping, canine grass, playground grass, could be for like a municipal park or a school, whatever. Golf greens. You want a golf green at your residence? Whatever. Sports grass, UADs. I'm looking at you. Splash grass, bocce grass. A lot of this is for you rich bastards. If you're like, hey, what the fuck am I going to do with that? Well, hey, you know, some of you folks are cash heavy. And, you know, you don't like the idea of your lawn looking like shit because you got to service it or some jackass screwing it up. Okay, or some infectious lawn fungus making it all look like hell. Consider perfect synthetic lawn from Forever Lawn, West Michigan. Boy, they have really turned the corner in this industry. So if you want to see how it works, go to foreverlawn.com/WMI. They have it all there. Just click on how it works. Shows you how they do it. And man, it is really, really great. Looks and feels just like real grass all year long, backed by a 15-year guarantee. That means it's improving the value or increasing the value of your home. 616-258-6450. Call John Jenkins, 616-258-6450 for Forever Lawn. Mention me. All right. Here's what's up. Before I get to the declutter resolution and the breakthrough that I had this weekend, the latest thing we are doing with this show, it's kind of like been part of the, ever since the Great Kidney Giveaway, it's been kind of like this focused, let's make sure we band together and we use our superpowers of good to help our fellow man who we don't know. And I've talked about it for quite some time, and that is just caring a little bit more about people who we otherwise would not give the time of day to. Okay? I know. I've been there. I've pulled up to the corner, and I've seen the homeless fucker there sitting there holding the sign. I always assume he's a thief. He's a cheat. He's gaming the system. He's scum. I hate him. I've done that too. I've been there. I'm trying to get past that. And I think part of that has to do with some of these little adventures that we've been creating. And that is like the Great Food Giveaway. And that is now what will be the recurring Great Sock Giveaway. We're creating the Bombas Sock Brigade again for the Great Sock Giveaway. Some of you might be like, when are we going to do the Great Cock Giveaway? But we haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of the Zaniac Swinger team. That happened, and it'll show up in the Lost Zane recordings at some point. There was a band of you, and you are, I don't know who you are, but I know there was a number of you that were getting together at a hotel room, and you were having like a big group sex adventure. My God, can you please remain anonymous, make a fake email and reach out to me about those adventures? I'm really curious. I don't want any part of it. Trust me. I'm having sex with one person and one person only. But man, what a thing. Shit, who knew how prevalent group sex was amongst the Zaniacs? They were like putting it to each other. So anyway, I completely digress again. The Great Sock Giveaway. Officially round number 2, we did this once, is Friday, January 15th at 4 p.m. We're going to meet in Grand Rapids, downtown at Rosa Parks Circle. There's plenty of parking all around there. No one goes downtown anyway because of the fucking COVID. Show up there. If you have a backpack, bring it. Okay. My pal Mike Hamp, who has been doing things for mental health awareness and getting rid of stigma for quite some time, has been helping his fellow man in that same amount of time as well. He will meet us down there with boxes upon boxes of different sized Bombas socks. And they are great, great socks. I mean, seriously, I talked about it earlier. There's nothing better. It's a real win when you can put on a quality pair of socks. And the people that we're going to be serving don't have quality socks. They don't have quality anything. Okay? So everybody, we're going to be as a group for safety, masked up, socially distant, but a group. And then we started walking. We're going to wander over to Mel Trotter. We're going to wander over to Degage, where there's hordes of people trying to get in, some getting out, some don't want to get in. Some people are laying in doorways, drunk off their ass, stoned to the bone. I don't know. I don't care about any of those problems. I'm not there to judge them. Our goal is to get comfortable socks on these people. That's it. Keep it simple, stupid. So an army of us will be walking as a group, laughing, talking, fellowship, giving away socks to those that need it. We're going to go over to Hartside Park. That's where the encampment was that the city of Grand Rapids, which I am of the opinion that the city of Grand Rapids is fucked with their handling of the homeless issue. Because of COVID protocols, the shelters have had trouble getting people in. And so you had an overabundance of people that had no place to stay. They were throwing up tents there. City shut them down. And I don't know. It just seems to me like they handled that all wrong. Kalamazoo has embraced the homeless population and is doing their part to help them just get through this, okay? These are extreme circumstances. I don't think we need to handle these people the way we've handled them in Grand Rapids. In fact, I reached out to the city of Grand Rapids myself, and I was like, hey, can we work together? Maybe the show and you And they said, yeah, just contact Mel Trotter. And I'm like, that's not exactly what I was looking for. And then the next day they shut down the encampment. So shame on you all. I think it's bullshit. All right. So that's what we're doing. Now, Megan is working hard on a sign-up sheet, and it's going to be a link. So I'm going to post that on social media, and I'll put it in the comments of the podcast for this podcast and all the ones, audio podcasts we have following, leading up to it. And, yeah, you know, I don't know why we don't need the more. I mean, the more the merrier. I'm not going to cap this at some point. If we have like 50 people, well, whatever, you know, I mean, just to be together as a group and if I'm a homeless dude and I see an army of people, let's say 5 people walk up and say, hey, we care about you. Here's some socks for you. And then, or if I see 50 people walk up and say, we care about you. Here's some socks for you. I'm probably going to be even more energized by the fact that 50 people care about me than 5 people care about me. So if you want to attend, you fill out the sign-up sheet. I'll even just you don't even have to do that. Just show up at Rosa Parks Circle. Bring the kids. It's a great lesson to be taught about sharing, helping your fellow man, because that's what this is about on January 15th, 4 p.m., Rosa Parks Circle. That's all we're doing. We're just focusing on getting clean, warm socks onto the feet. Boring Dean will actually put the socks onto the people. Dean will do that. He'll show them an exercise regimen and put socks on these people. Did you ever see the special on 60 Minutes? 60 Minutes did a story on this years ago about the homeless running training group. It was an amazing story about some people who like to run, who worked with a local mom and pop athletic store or whatever, and got running shoes onto the feet of homeless people. And they would meet during the week and run. And they got all these homeless people were like ripped and all in great shape. And they all ran like a fucking marathon together. I would love to do that. That's just kind of like on the wish list of fun things to do. I've got a real soft spot for the folks who are going through a rough patch like they are, underprivileged, disadvantaged. You can say whatever you want about them. But I just want clean, warm socks on them. Thank you to Mike Hamp for constantly banging on my door to make this happen. And we're going to do this more than once, okay? The Bombas Sock Brigade will be getting together quite a bit in the upcoming weeks and months to follow. The Declutter Resolution, January 4th right now, is underway. And be honest with you, I went into this, I don't know what to do. If you went into that closet behind me, there's all these shelves and it's just loaded down. And no matter what I do, I can't seem to keep it clean. It just shit accumulates there. And I want to be decluttered. I want to be organized because when shit piles up, it gives me great anxiety. It makes me actually upset. And I'm not bullshitting you. It actually upsets me. I get angry. I get agitated. I get in a bad mood. I yell at people when doors slam. It's fucked. Okay? So I don't know what in the world to do. And then I had another classic Jesus intervention where he said, you're going to go over your friend Fast Jimmy's house. You might remember Jimmy from back in the day. I used to do triathlons with him all the time, and he was constantly winning road races. Legend in road racing here in Michigan. And he's a very, very dear friend of mine. And dude just built a house, but it didn't take going to his new house to see this, but because he's always been this way. But I was reminded of what to do. And I went to his house, and one of the things I noticed when I went there was like, you either cleaned this house. There's nothing that pisses me off more. And I've talked about this, is someone whose house, when you just walk in and everything is put away and neat. I mean, you can't even see it, but on the other side of the camera, there's shit everywhere in this room, everywhere. And I don't ever put anything away, and there's just crap everywhere. And I'm like, I go to a person's house like this, and it just annoys the shit out of me. It's like, how do you do this? How is this happening? I feel so inadequate. I feel terrible. And I walk around. He shows me around the house, and I'm trying to look for moments of disorganization. And everywhere I look, there are none. And I'm like, I even in the bathroom, I go take a leak and I look in the areas where he keeps all of his personal effects like deodorant and shampoo and hair gel. And they're all like fucking lined up. And I'm like, look at this. It's awesome. This is what I want. This is what I want. Why can I not do this? What's going on? Everything is perfect. The next day comes, and I'm like, what am I going to do? I got to call him. Call him on FaceTime. He picks it up. Hey, buddy. Hey. So, walking around your house, and I give him the background that I just gave you. I go, I want this. And I go, I want you to see what I have here. And I show him the shelf, the one I was just telling you about. I go, now, I'm going to ask you this. Are you on the regular throwing everything away? And he starts to smile. And I knew this is the key. And he goes, yes. He goes, man, I always throw shit away. I go, well, so the way I've thought I would do it, Jimmy, is I grab something and I ask myself the question, when am I going to use this, and when have I used this? And the answer is always never. And he goes, exactly. That's exactly what I do. I ask that exact same question. And if it goes that way, I look at it, I say, thank you for your service. And he actually said that. And then that's it. It's gone. And I go, well, what if I think I might use it possibly? And he goes, no, you cannot. You cannot do this. You must throw it away. He goes, Eric, I've thrown away so much shit. You wouldn't believe it. He goes, I guess if you go through and do it just like you're throwing it away and then just give it all away, all right. Okay, yes, that does qualify. But as long as you get it out, you can't just think about it or do some of it. You gotta, crazy. So this is the new thing. This has given me a new hope. A Star Wars, A New Hope, Episode 4. In 50 years, I have never had a place that I'm not embarrassed by. If you come into my place, I'm always like, that's fucking crazy here. It's just, there's shit everywhere. And I blame me. I said to Diana, she goes, well, I'm gonna help you. I'm on board. So she is all about it. And I'm like, yes, sweet. We've got it. We're going to do it. I'm just so happy to do this. So that's where I'm at. In the New Year's resolution, I'm wondering what yours are. If you can share it with me, I'd love to talk about it on the podcast. No matter if you're getting this podcast way down the road, months later, whatever. How are you doing? Eric at ericzaneshow.com. And that's another thing. If you are listening to this right now, do me a favor. Jump ahead to where we are in time. Yeah, listen to the current show as much as you can. If you miss something, go back and get it later. But jump ahead. Fuck it. If you're like, hey, yeah, Zane, I'm 4 months behind. Would you? Don't do that. That's dumb. Get up to date. I want you to be up to date on what's going on. And it's just more fun that way, because if you are like, oh man, I would have wanted to participate in the Great Sock Giveaway with the Bombas Sock Brigade. Well, you can't, because you're way behind. So skip all that shit and get caught up. If you have to, go back. All right, we'll just call it that. I heard from the multi-talented Charmaine at F45 training in Byron Center, Michigan. Okay. And I'm like, okay, this is a gym. Now, this is another great business that is faced with challenging circumstances. And rather than be a cock, they are adapting. This is one of these businesses that rather than sit there and point the finger at everybody and be an asshole, they've adapted and they're doing fine. Okay. No sweat off our back. This is the business you want to be part of. Okay. F45 in Byron Center, Michigan. Hey, Zane, that's a group training session. How are they doing this? I'll tell you. We run our classes in a square circuit style. Each person has their own 9-foot by 12-foot square with their own weights. When class is over, everything is cleaned. Point. Ding. F45, Byron Center, Michigan. Online at f45training.com/Byron Center. She sent me pictures. They've got markings on the floor, and all these people are taking advantage of it. Oh, that is awesome. I'm proud of you guys. Well done. Let's see. Here's what to expect from our world-class program. Quick and effective 45-minute workouts. Daily meal plans. Take the guesswork out of what to eat. The world's top trainers in every workout so you can make the most out of every class. Weekly blogs and videos to keep you motivated, focused, and on your way to conquering all your health and fitness goals one step at a time. Nutrition guidance, daily tracking, community of support in the gym and across the globe cheering you on. That's what makes F45 more than a workout. What are you waiting for? Grab your spot in the challenge. That's the 45-day challenge beginning January 18th, going to March 3rd. And sign up. There you go. You got to be on board. If you're in the community of Byron Center or near there, even if you have to drive a little way, it's perfect because they're a sponsor. You want to help the sponsors because it helps me. F45training.com/Byron Center. But if maybe you want to work out and then smoke a little pot. I know that sounds crazy, but, everybody does their own thing. I'm not here to tell you what's right and wrong. The indoor growing season is going very well with Horizon Hydroponics being who you are calling upon to make all the right choices to keep those plants nourished, whether it is cannabis, which is 100% legal in the state of Michigan, or in some places wherever you are, it's becoming more and more the norm. If you're growing indoors, you want to have the best products nourishing your plants. Horizon Hydroponics.com, HORIZEN Hydroponics.com. It's like in Michigan, I could walk out right now and in half an hour I can have cannabis. I don't have any interest in that whatsoever. Not a bit. That's just not my thing. Never has been. But that's kind of like getting back to the whole thing of, oh my God, as soon as we make it legal, the entire state is going to be stoned. No, they're not. No, they're not. All it means is that the people who did smoke it won't go to jail, idiot. Jesus. Anyway, whatever you're growing indoors, you need the right stuff to nourish the plants. Horizon Hydroponics. You can order it online on their website. Orders $250 and more, free shipping. Use the coupon code ZaneShow at checkout, save 10%. That even if you buy it online and go pick it up, that applies. Or buy it in store. Of course, on Alpine and Grand Rapids, Byron Center, and Kalamazoo and Lansing. And then there was one. The amazing Laura from Stella Fly is, boy, I tell you what a dear friend she is, and just a fountain of wisdom. Whenever Eric gets anxious about something going on the show, let's say I piss a bunch of people off, and I'm like, Laura, what do I do? She's like, don't worry about it. Everybody you pissed off will be back, and if you did piss them off and they don't come back, you're always gaining new listeners. Don't be such an anxious jackass. So that doesn't really have anything to do with her being a sponsor of the show. She just helps me. She's a great friend. If your business needs a little extra oomph behind social marketing, social media marketing, call upon Stella Fly. S as in Sam, T as in Tom, ELLA Fly. StellaFly.com. Great startup business. Making the most for your business, because if you're there trying to make ends meet and you're the owner and you're working 60 hours a week and your wife's working 70 hours a week and your kids are working and you got 3 other staff that you pay and you're just busting at the seams and you're barely making it, my God, you don't have time to be on social media promoting yourself. And I'll tell you what, if you plug into a promotion system through StellaFly, you're going to be promoting yourself, and it's going to be consistent, and it's going to move the meter. StellaFly.com for more information. I'm skipping the Tyson chicken story because I'm going to put it on the Patreon, but all you need to know is this. 1,000 people sick, 7 dead, and the guy that runs the chicken plant in Iowa City is like, yeah, let's do an office poll as to who's going to die. Holy shit. We'll talk more about that on the Patreon. But I have a ride into work song that I listened to, man, when I was riding in. I was like, man, I just love this song. I'll feature it on the audio podcast as soon as the music fades. Who is it? We're going 80s. I don't want to say butt rock. It's, I guess it would call in the 80s, it was kind of like new wave. I don't know. Rock? Mainstream rock? One of my favorite songs of all time by The Cult. She Sells Sanctuary. Great song. That's the ride-in song. I'll feature that as soon as the music fades on the audio podcast. Thanks again, folks. Until next time. Eric Zane Show podcast done. Bye-bye.